my name is Kathy Fosno and this is Kat's Creative Corner. Welcome to Tuesday's card. Today we're going to be making this Christmas card. Easy but pretty. And when you're making a bunch of cards, when you want to do like an assembly line because you've got 50 to 100 cards to send out, this would be a really good one because it takes very little time to create and so you can do a whole bunch at once. Okay, this is the card, and what you're going to need is, you're going to need a piece of crumb cake cut at 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and cut at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 and scored at 4 1/4. And take your bone folder and crease it. Okay, you're also going to need a piece of Whisper White cardstock cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and you're going to run it through the let me grab it real quick. The Softly Falling embossing folder. And if you look at this embossing folder, I don't know if you can see, maybe you can see it better on the actual paper, but let me see it. There, I think it's focused in. It's heavy at the top of snowflakes or little dots and then gets lighter as you go along. And I'm going to put the lighter edge to the bottom. Okay, then I'm going to cut with my Layering Ovals framelit set. I'm going to use the largest scalloped oval. And with my new stitched shape framelits, I'm going to use the next to the largest oval framelit. These are, by the way, already going on back order. They are very low in supply right now. If you want them, you should order them right now because after the 21st, they're not even going to take orders for a while. These have really gone like hotcakes. So I just want to let you know, and you'll be able to go to my website and you can click on these. In the card description underneath it, I always put the supplies. You can pick these up doing it that way, and hopefully they'll be available for at least another few days. Okay, so I've cut these out. The other thing I'm going to use is from the Pretty Pines framelit set or thinlet dies. I'm going to cut out a few of the fern. I really love this die set, and I love the stamp set that goes with it. The Christmas Pine stamp set. It's just so awesome. And this cuts different sizes of little fern leaves. So I'm going to use a couple of those in white, Whisper White. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to stamp from this stamp set. I didn't need to open that. It's hard to talk and stamp at the same time, right? Okay, I'm going to take and I'm going to use Cucumber Crush, and I'm going to stamp on the bottom. And I'm going to use the pad underneath because I'm using my photopolymer stamps. So I'm going to use the pad to give it a little cushion. And it's going to be okay to stamp on the embossed image on the bottom. The top, it's not quite as good. And I'm just going to stamp a few times, but I am going to stamp at the top just a little, just to give it a little green. But it doesn't come out quite as good because you have it embossed. You might want to try doing that before you emboss your paper, but I'd already embossed mine, so I didn't worry about it. Okay. Now I'm going to take, and on my Whisper White oval, I'm going to use Real Red, and I'm going to stamp a saying that says, "Wishing you a season of cheer," from the Jar of Cheer stamp set. And because it's photopolymer, again, I'm using the pad. Just kind of center that. And that's all the stamping we're going to do, and you can see that, and just notice the little stitched edges. I just love that. Okay, so now we can move our pad, and I'm going to close my ink so I don't get my elbow on it. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap, and if you'll notice in the original card, I wrapped the linen thread around it, but I think I'm going to see what it looks like to wrap the red. This is twine that comes with, this is baker's twine, and it comes with, in the holiday catalog, with the cherry cobbler and white baker's twine as a set. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap this around sort of the middle. I'm going to start, just do a little bit of my adhesive right there in the middle so I can wrap this around a few times and then bring it back. I don't want it too tight, I don't want it down. Okay, and I'm going to use my paper snips, and I'm going to just cut a little piece. And then stick that one in there. So now we've got our thread. And I think I kind of like the idea of the red. It gives it a little bit more color, but you decide for yourself. What are your plans for the holidays? I don't know about you guys, but I'm not even going to be home for Thanksgiving, which is unusual for me. I'm almost always the one that does the turkey. And this year, I'm not going to be home for Thanksgiving. My family and I are going on a trip. So it feels very weird to not be home for Thanksgiving, but that's the way it is this year. Okay, so I'm going to stick this Whisper White one right in the middle. Don't press down till you've got it exactly where you want it. Okay, so there's that. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of those fern leaves that I saw, that I cut out, and I'm going to put them over the green. And it would probably be wiser to use like Tombow multi-purpose glue or something, but I just happen to not have it out, so I'm just doing it like this. So I'm going to stick it there and there. Okay, so it's all on. I don't want it completely stuck to the word, so I'm going to stick it a little bit to the side. And then I'm going to put some snail adhesive and center that to my cardstock, your card base, and there you have it. Now, what do you think? Do you like the one with the red ribbon or the linen thread? I mean, the red twine or the thread? Pick the one you like or do some of each. This is all done. I hope you enjoyed this card, and if you did, you can give me a thumbs up. And if you would like, you can subscribe to my channel. And if you would want complete directions and a supply list, go to my website where you'll find everything you need to make this card. Thanks for stopping by.